Daytona Milton Keynes. This time we are doing the bus stop layout, which I think is kind of my favourite one, to be honest with you. But we can see we've also got a new GoPro. Too many times the other one had failed us, so we've got a new camera, which is quite cool. And it allows me to have a rear view mirror as well, which is quite interesting to see actually. So as we sort of come out now on these sort of open laps, the track is so damp and greasy. It's kind of just feeling our way around, and as you can see straight away, we've already got someone here in the tyres, so it is just feel it out, feel the grip, see what we can do. But it is quite interesting, we can see the kart directly behind us. There's a lot more confidence straight away out of the pits. He gained on us quite a lot in the first few braking zones, and again right here, he climbs right to the back of us. I'm not too worried right now, because it is just the first out lap, just kind of feeling it, and away he goes to the inside. Good move. And he still gets the drive out the corner, which was impressive, to be honest with you. Now, I was quite pleased that he overtook us, because we are fighting with him in the championship, so it is quite nice to then be able to watch his lines, see what he does, see what he doesn't do. Hopefully we can learn and pick up from him and see what happens, really. It's always nice to have someone similar to your pace in front, because that way you know if what you're doing is working or not. As you can see here, we've got a really poor run at the bus stop. There's a car right behind us. Try and get to this inside curb here. We just sort of end up drifting wide. I'm not too sure the best way around that corner. Let me know down below what you guys think. Should I go to the curb? Should I go around the outside? I'm still unsure on which is the quickest line through that fast left. But sort of now coming on to the start, the first time lap of qualifying, we've got a nice gap in front, got a nice gap behind, and later on in the lap we do hit quite a bit of traffic. I think that will be the kind of, I guess, the key of this qualifying session. We'll be trying to find a clean lap. There's a lot of karts out there, and in these damp conditions it is just going to be a case of just trying to get a clean lap in with no traffic and no yellows, and kind of hope for the best. We are allowed to. It's a good move there, but they can't front, getting between those two karts and just follow them through. Again, it's just qualifying, it's just trying to see. But now we're right behind him. Hopefully we can learn, see what we can do right, see what we can do wrong. Well, not what we can do wrong, what we can improve on, should I say. But it's just feeling it out, and with conditions like this, it's just trying to be brave each time. I mean, see here, we try and go around the outside a little bit, we get a little bit compromised, we get another kart now right behind us. Again, it's kind of just watching him in front, having the kart behind. Just trying to hook one together as we go a little bit wide, and we do clip those tyres, the same as the kart in front. That's just a classic case of he brakes a little bit too late, I brake a little bit too late, and we all just end up in the tyre wall together. And again, next braking zone, he clips the tyre wall, going around the outside here, trying to find some more grip. And it is just the conditions, just trying to push it, and we brake hard, and we've locked up, and we've gone in the tyre wall as well. So I don't know how many tyre wall hits that was. I mean, the car behind me must just be thinking, what are these two in front doing? Just bumper cars hitting every tyre wall they can, but it is just trying to push it, trying to find where that grip is, where that limit is. And I think in these conditions, if you overstep the limit, it is kind of a one-way ticket to it. I see there, before goes, he showed me his nose, so I knew he was behind me at that point. So I pull over to one side, I point him through. Again, I assume he's probably quicker than me. I didn't feel particularly quick at this point in the session, so maybe I can learn, and we're just going to back the pace right off now. Try and get a gap. If the karts in front, maybe we can learn from them and see what happens. Well, later on in the session we do start to catch back up to him, so we do have the pace, which is quite reassuring to see. And as we go into this fast right, he just locks up the rear and he goes wide, and I have a little sympathy crash as well. And that's just a case of, I see him hit the tyre walls. My line is now where he's going to be, so I'm going to have to slow the car even more, and then we just have a sympathy crash really. But it does mean we've now got some clean air, but coming on to our final lap of qualifying, we do hit a little bit of traffic. But to be honest with you, the whole session wasn't too bad. We did get some clean laps in. I didn't feel particularly quick, more a skill issue rather than anything else. As we look to the inside here, we're coming across a yellow, but we're already a little bit blocked on our lap. But hopefully we can see where we start and see what happens, because we're not too far down the order. So in fact we did qualify P3, which was not too bad to be honest with you, so all to play for still, so let's see what we can do off the line. Not bad start by us, and Karting P2 instantly falls into line to block me off. Good driving there. And now we're kind of in like this long line, so try and just make your way through these next couple of corners and kind of survive really. Got P4 right behind us, but because we take that curb on the right, we gain quite a bit of time on them there. Again, it's all happening off behind there, all fighting too wide. And there's another crash in the background as well, and then little fighting side by side is just allowing us free now to kind of just check out a little bit. I felt like we had the pace maybe of the front three. I mean, it didn't feel particularly quick, but I felt if we could stay with them I could learn and see what we can do and check out. But with the gap behind there for everyone fighting still, it is allowing us to pull away. So it's head down, it's a long race, let's see what we did right, see what we can do better. But we're coming up to now probably my favourite corner of the track, especially in these conditions, because it's just so quick and so slippy. It's just fun to have the car hanging out there, the back end stepping out. And then coming into this bus stop section as well, I think is my favourite layout, especially in these conditions. You can kind of just throw it in, kind of drift it a little bit on the back to get the nose rotated, and see we had a very good run there on the car in front. Kind of gained quite a bit of time on entry. Maybe we're a little bit too much oversteer on exit, and that's why we pulled away on the straight, but oof, clipped those tyres there because they left them now from the cut through on lap 1 to get to the grid, which was a little bit scary, not gonna lie, but did catch me off guard. But after lap 1 we're not too bad, we're still with the leaders. A second place sends one up the inside on first, a little bit of contact, but I think that's just hard racing really. I mean, it is these tricky conditions, but they're not giving up on it, they're fighting. It allows me to close right back up on them. Hopefully we can be a vulture and pick up some pieces. Get to this curb level. We've now got a great run around the outside, so hopefully we can stay here for second and see what we can do. And we're on a yellow flag. So that handle there is waving me back through. I wasn't sure if I was in second or not, and I didn't want to risk a penalty. So I waved them back through. A bit gutting to be honest with you. I felt like we had the run, but we're still in the hunt, still in the race. We've got a lovely run again now on second. Trying to show our nose, but we know here there's no grip on the inside, so we're just going to have to follow behind. See what we can do. We try and like cut back to the inside a little bit, but we just pick up so much front end understeer. It forces us wide. We're losing a little bit of time now, but P2 is also trying very hard, maybe overdriving like myself. Gaps are starting to sort of show up now a little bit between us front three, and behind you can see we are fully checked out from P4. So again now it's like, okay, we can come back into the bus stop now. I do feel like this is one of my strong points around the track again. Got the car lovely rotated in. We do clip the inside tyres, which hurt us a little bit. Great run on P2 and another yellow flag. I was gutted at this point. I was thinking, oh my goodness, we've had 2 great opportunities to get by, 2 great runs and 2 yellow flags, but let's just sit in behind them and let's not do anything daft. Oh dear. Well, that was an unforced error, wasn't it? Dropping down to P4, and now we've got P5 now looking to our inside. We're going to hang around the outside, so we should have more grip to go round, but we are now back in P4. This is gone from looking not a bad race to absolute disaster, just an unforced mistake. Too much curb and spun us round, but hopefully we can fight back now, and P3 goes a little bit wide, which allows us to go around the outside. So we do get the jump back into P3. We go to the outside of the track to try and get the traction round, but you can see now there's 4-car battle for P3. It's all kind of kicking off now. P1 and P2 have just checked out, and we're just trying to break away from this battle as they're side by side fighting behind, and the front 2 have kind of gone. I need to just make sure I can leave this battle behind so I don't get dragged into it anymore and kind of head down hot lap. Hopefully I can try and catch the leaders, but on a similar pace it will be tricky. But then with plenty of back markers that we will come across and yellow flags, there's always a chance. There's always a chance. To be honest with you, the cars behind are still staying with us. They're not really being dropped, which is quite interesting watching this back. Actually, I don't tend to look behind, I don't really know what's happening, and it is. I've learned quite a lot actually from watching the cars behind. I definitely feel like I'm losing a lot of time under brakes, and the car behind's got a great run through bus stop on me. And I'm just sitting in my toe there. So we both kind of do the wet line around the outside. And again, coming into this hairpin, which is always so treacherous. The only line is around the outside, it is just so slippery everywhere else. But it's interesting to see how that I am being caught on under braking. I always thought maybe that was my strong point. Maybe there's a lot more time out there for me just to maybe brake more aggressively or just hope that she sticks. It's something to look on in the future, but we are catching up to a back marker now. So we do have these trainer cars behind us. You can see how much time the car behind gains under brakes on us. It's quite impressive actually. To be able to just go past this back marker, and he does wave us through. He's got the armband on, so he's a heavyweight. So P4 goes up the inside of us, but we are around the outside, so it's not really a threat. We're always going to have the run out and see how much time we've pulled on him just from the better exit going around the outside. So hopefully now that we've kind of got a little gap, hopefully we can kind of stretch our legs, and that's kind of what we do. Jump forward a few more laps now, we can see we have kind of gapped P4, but we are coming into more traffic again. Again, the conditions are still so treacherous, but that curve there is so great to take. There's so much grip there. But now I just feel like it's just coming into these back markers now, and just kind of have to try and get past them smoothly as quickly as we can. P1 and P2 are in front still by quite some margin, but the gap isn't really growing, but it's not really shrinking either. It's kind of just maintaining. And that back marker has completely held up P4 quite a margin, which allows us to get quite a big gap now. As we move forward onto the next lap, and again coming up with some more traffic, it's imperative we get past here nice and quickly, and we do. And it's kind of, I feel like in these wet races you can easily lose a couple of seconds if you're held up behind someone for a couple of corners or so. So you kind of just have to send the move and get it stuck, kind of go along. Move forward again to lap 8. You can see in the mirror now we have pulled quite a bit. I do believe it was probably more just in traffic as we come up to another back marker. You can see the leaders are still gone. Similar gap, maybe they've pulled a little bit on me, but I do love that corner so much. It's just so fun just hanging the car out and just holding on to it. It's just dancing. It's just, I don't know, just fast flowing corners. I just really like. So we kind of catch up to this back marker. We do get blocked quite heavily here at the bus stop. It does wave us through, which is nice. I mean, the damage has been done to our lap time, but let's be honest, P1 and P2 are too far gone. Unless they fight and have a crash or get a penalty, that's kind of our only hope at this point. Kind of just hoping for a miracle. It is out of our hands. We did it to ourselves with a silly mistake. Mounting the curb and just spinning around, but here we are on to lap 10, which is my fastest lap of the session, so let's see what we kind of did. So turn 2, you want to take as much of that concrete. We went a little bit deep, which does compromise our line for this next right. We want to take all of that curb like it did because there's so much grip there. For this hairpin, we want to go around the outside and try and pick up the throttle really early. Now I am surprisingly about 4 tenths off fastest lap in this race, so it will be interesting to see where I lost that, or kind of where I can improve. So yeah, let me know as well what you think I could be doing better. Is there silly mistakes that I'm making? I mean, there's always silly mistakes somewhere. Like that one. I mean, to be fair, we bounced off that quite nicely. But then probably lose too much time. And again, just going around the outside of all of the corners, trying to keep the wheel straight as we can, really, just to have as much speed. And coming into this fast left, sometimes it's lift, sometimes it's flat. Give it a little lift there. And again, for this corner here, it's trying to put the throttle as soon as you can, because bus stop in these conditions, if you can get it right, it is flat out. It all depends on the flick. And it's just trying to get a good run through, and I think that lap time's probably was our quickest, because that's probably our best run through bus stop. We didn't have much oversteer on the way out, which just allows us to have so much more speed down. Into this fast right, we kind of go around the outside and cut back. I'm not sure if we go to the curb on the left is quicker or not. I'm not too sure on that. And then for this hairpin, we're on the outside is the only way. This little right kink isn't really a corner. Try and take some curb, and then final corner, I go around the outside. I've seen people dive to the concrete on the left, but I don't know how to do that. I can't seem to make that stick or work, so I go around the outside. Jumping forward now onto lap 11, so penultimate lap. We are just catching up to some more traffic back markers here who are having a good scrap. But at this point, I'm kind of just thinking, the race is kind of over. Just don't pick up any silly penalties, and it's kind of our only hope. As the guy in the black suit runs wide, we kind of get a good run on everyone there, and nice clean racing. I think they kind of let me through, to be honest. I think they kind of just saw I was quicker and didn't put up too much of a fight, which is always nice to see. But at this point, it's kind of bring it home mode and see what we can do. And onto the final lap now. Again, we can see in the mirror, no one behind us. Leaders have checked out. Very lonely race, but one more person to get by, and then bring it home. Again, so much more grip around the outside. We do get squeezed there, but there was a cart whip for him. The thing is, this conditions, it's just a little bit of understeer, you can just push it wide. So yeah, that's all fine. So as we come over now to finish the race, it is P3 on the night. It's not too bad. Could have been better, maybe. I don't know. Not sure if we had the pace, but silly mistakes cost us in that race. Unforced error made us spin, and from that point onwards, quite a lonely one.